want for Christmas are my 2 front teeth and a bunch of ho-ho-hos. And sadly, all the hoes that I wished for last year left in a jiffy when they saw my face. And this year I'm going to be wishing for uglier hoes, because maybe their standards will be a little lower. Hello everybody, my name is Goosebumps, and today I'm going to be reviewing horror. I'm going to be reviewing the 12 Screams of Christmas, the pretty much only Christmas-themed Goosebumps book aside from, well, Tale 6. And that's it. There's other ones that have snow, so, I mean, fair enough. I guess you can call them Christmas books, but they're more like winter books. This is straight up Christmas. This is a straight-up Christmas story. It has Christmas in the title. Even if there's little associated with Christmas aside from it takes place around Christmas. So yeah, let's just dive into this one. And now for the blurb. Horror. Kate Wells just wants the lead role in her school's Christmas play. Her annoying friend, quote-unquote, Courtney, is constantly getting in the way of that. Courtneys have such a bad rep in Goosebumps. But Kate has to get along with her, or else neither of them will be allowed to take part in the production of the 12 Screams of Christmas. Ooh, scary. Even worse, Kate and Courtney's teacher decides that they need to find a special place to rehearse. A certain house with a lot of history. The kind of place that Kate would normally be frightened to go into. The kind of place that gives new meaning to the terms Christmas spirit. Scary. I'm shitting my pants. Yeah, this book takes place once again, and I've reviewed 4 of the 5 most wanted special editions, if you include one of the Haunted Mask. The ones that are labeled, 1 through 4, they all take place around this spooky house that you see in the background here. And this is no different, although this is the one that least really utilizes that in a way that you wouldn't expect. Half the story has nothing to do with it, and then the second half, when we jump to it around page 90, it's just a setting. There's nothing that, reoccurs within this house besides ghosts. Immediately, it's barely even a part of the Most Wanted Special Edition series. It's mostly because of length. But yeah, this book, I used to be an avid hater of. Yeah, I was open about it. I was not a big fan of this book. I thought it was one of the weaker Most Wanted books. Well, one that's not big competition. There's a lot of pretty bad ones in that series. If you know my opinion on it, it's pretty fucking ass. But of all the Most Wanted books, I was surprised the most to find that this one was actually quite good. Yeah, I reread this very recently, in past, I think in November, and yeah, it was genuinely really good. So let's get to why I think so. Unlike Osama bin Laden, I am not a pussy. And in this case, I'm not a pussy about being wrong, because I was wrong about this book. It's actually quite good, unlike what I used to think about it, where it was not quite good. This book has 2 big upsides and a bunch of other ones that follow. And they complement each other. And those are tone and simplicity. Of all things, tone and simplicity. They really help make up the story, at least like 4 points worth of it. Let alone enjoyability. Because the tone is not extremely dark. It's kids horror-esque. It's nothing, slashery, but nothing babyish. It's good. It's a good tone that takes it up a notch than your average Goosebumps book, which is usually more weak scary, but scary enough. This is scary enough. This is scary enough. Other books are usually scary enough. This is scary enough. You get what I'm saying? This is a bit scarier, darker than usual, while not pushing any limits, and I like that. Let alone the whole mood of the book is rather dark. This character, from the get-go, is able to see ghosts, which is a really cool upside in its own. It's not original in horror, but it's original for Goosebumps. We have never seen this before, at least I am pretty sure we haven't. I've read almost every Goosebumps book now. I just have to read UIGs and I believe a comic or 2, so yeah. Seriously, we have not seen anything like this in Goosebumps, so that's also nice to see a character be able to see ghosts all of a sudden. Not all of a sudden, they have been able to see ghosts, but they can see ghosts nonetheless. And there's some creepy imagery that comes with that, and a dark vibe in the second half of the book when it comes to a certain villain reveal, or villains. I'm not quite sure if they're even are entities, but there's a set of ghost characters that may or may not be one, maybe all separate, maybe all evil, maybe not, maybe more than meets the eye. It's hard to interpretate what they are, but they are villains nonetheless, and I think they're good. So yeah, the mood is very dark. It is somber in ways. And the story is actually quite simple, alright? Alright, listen to the newest plot synopsis. Night of the Living Mummy. Boy gets possessed by an ancient Egyptian mummy 3,000, 4,000 years in the future to stalk a time-traveling serial killer who had killed the mummy in the past and potentially reverse the damage that had been done. Now here's the plot of 12 Scenes of Christmas. Ghost, actually. Help ghost. Creepy ghost family. I see ghosts. Don't take that out of context. It's cringe. It's very simple. It's literally a ghost story. There's almost nothing to it aside from, hey, it's Christmas. There's a play, which is literally just mostly contributing to a setting and a goal of sorts, which is cool. I like the setting of the house. I like the idea of the play. The play is a fun idea. It's basically a horror-themed version of the 12 Days of Christmas where they're singing about creepy things or ideas. And I like the method of maybe potentially reversing some damage. You have to use the 12 Screens of Christmas. This title is a very well-named book because this actually means a lot to the book. It's not just called the 12 Screens of Christmas because there was a play in the book and also because it's Christmas horror. No, it is a literal, not just a pun, it is literally involved in the book. There are 12 Screams of Christmas that you have to use. Yeah, so yeah, I quite like the story. I think the characters are good. I think the story is very, very entertaining and just generally a great, simple ghost story, with some semi-complex ideas, as well as some great atmosphere, horror, and genuinely frightening segments like the basement segment in the school. That was scary as shit. Let alone it reminds me of my fear of dream horror. Dreams are scary. Yeah, fuck yeah, this book is great, and I have little to no issues with it. Maybe one day I will forget my issues with this book. But for now, I can't. It has two glaring issues. Maybe not glaring, but they're definitely staring you down. And those issues are, aside from my ugly fucking face, ruining the video. Swear to God. The ending. Straight off the bat. The ending is dog shit. Need I say more? It is fucking dog shit, alright? The whole climax is really good overall. You defeat the villain. You may or may not get revenge on a certain character. This is also partly a revenge story. Really cool. We get revelations. We use the 12 Screens of Christmas to save someone. And then you go to the ending, and it's just a wet fart, you know? It's not good. It is not a good ending. It's just one of those typical, hey, that's kind of dog shit endings. And another thing, this is something that shouldn't even be an issue because it shouldn't even be in the book. So, Stine, I know you love foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is one of the coolest things in all of literature, might I say. Alright, I love foreshadowing. Foreshadowing's so cool. It gives you a hint of what's to come. Like, villain gets mentioned. Oh, that guy's dead. He ain't ever coming back. Looks directly into the camera. He's not coming back, guys. He's totally not going to be in the next movie. Bada boom, he's in the next movie. Yeah, that's some good fucking foreshadowing there. You get the idea. I like foreshadowing. This book has foreshadowing of no fucking payoff. Yeah, this book has legit foreshadowing that was actually forgotten. That's a literal error in the book. Unless Stine was, like, smoking meth and didn't mean to interpret something as very clear foreshadowing, then fuck you, Stine. You left us hanging there. I still want to know what the teacher, Mr. Piccolo, I want to know what his connection is to the ghosts, to the house. It was brought up that he seemed to know his way around the place. It's like he had been there before. It was literally clearly hinting at him being potentially, maybe he's a ghost, maybe he lives here, maybe he knows something about the ghosts are here. Maybe he is more than meets the eye, and it's never brought up again. Never. It is the most clear foreshadowing. I called it the second it popped in the page. I'm like, okay, so there's gonna be some foreshadowing. I bet Mr. Piccolo's not a great dude, or maybe he knows more than meets the eye. Because that's literally what it's basically telling us. It's like he's been here before. Has he been here before? I don't fucking know. It's very weird. Yeah, clearly it's my biggest issue with the book. It pisses me off. If you're gonna write a story, remember the foreshadowing. If you're going to set something up, don't forget it. That's a plot beat, and you just forgot it. You forgot the plot beat. Because guess what? It's never brought up again. Mr. Piccolo was just a teacher. It's never explained what the hell that was supposed to imply. It was just supposed to imply that Mr. Piccolo might be more than meets the eye. And we never get to know if he is more than meets the eye. He just might be. This is for you, ghostwriters. Hey, it's a ghost story. I'm just joking. But seriously, that is my biggest gripe with the book, aside from the ending. And I knew I was going to have a ramble sesh about that. It pisses me off how weirdly thrown in that is, just to never get payoff. Yeah, let's move on to my rating. I give the 12 Scenes of Christmas a 9 out of 10. I might move it down to an 8.5 in the future, but as it stands, 9 out of 10. I think the 12 Scenes of Christmas is a really good Christmas story. Even if it's not heavily themed around Christmas, it definitely has Christmas elements. There's a play about Christmas going on. Horror themes, which is pretty cool. There's really good characters, really good atmosphere, with some minor issues that can really bug you, but don't deduct a lot from the score. Each one I deducted 0.5 off. Yeah. Good book. Sorry I dunked on this one years ago. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. Tell me what you think of the 12 Scenes of Christmas below, and Merry Christmas! Oh, ho, ho, ho! And see you guys in the next one. Bye.